Austin here with Tour Collierville, and today I'm here with a very special guest. She is a local singer-songwriter and author, McKenna Bray. McKenna, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So, if you could give us a little bit of background about yourself and where you're from.
Well, I'm actually from Collierville, and I grew up here, born and raised, and my quick summary of my story is grew up doing anything but what I do now.
It's funny how that goes.
I know. I don't know why I never pursued it, but I'm a musician now and a children's book author. But prior, I was just did sports my whole life, was like involved with my school student council, and then went to college, got a business degree, and did not do music or book stuff until I graduated.
Wow.
So,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got into all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
that you weren't expecting.
I just kind of went head first, and I was like, okay, this is my new life. Okay.
Well, let's jump into the children's book first.
Yeah.
And so you just released a book recently, right?
Yeah.
How long has it been since you?
It came out October 24th, 2018.
And Pippa, right?
Yeah, it's called Pippa, Pippa.
Okay. So who is Pippa?
It's a character who, similar to me, I guess. She sings and plays guitar, and the kind of whole purpose of the story is about a girl who just travels all throughout the town with her music, and she heals people with her songs. And so whether she's not a doctor, she's not all of these things, but like the one thing that she can use is her gift with music. And so
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So how did this whole inspiration, this idea
It's
come
a
about?
weird story.
Yeah.
Long story short, I was at an antique store. I love antiquing, and I found this old poetry book by Robert Browning, and I just picked it up because I thought the cover was pretty for my bookshelves. And so I got home one night from a gig, and I was just I just started music, and I was all over the place. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good enough. Why am I doing this? There's so many fish in the pond doing what I do, and how am I going to make a living?
Sure.
And then I was felt like I needed to open up this poetry book by my bed. And I was like, that's really weird. But okay, I couldn't sleep. And so I picked up the book, and where the bookmark was 6 songs from Pippa Passes. And it's a poem by Robert Browning, and it's about a girl who travels throughout the world healing people through song. And I was like, maybe that's my calling in life. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's books in Barnes & Noble, right?
Yes.
And other places around town?
Yeah, Pippa is in Barnes & Noble, Novel here in Memphis, and it's online at Amazon, and my website, McKennaBray.com, and CovenantBooks.com.
Well, we've already touched on the music some, a little bit, but let's go ahead and dive into that. You are a musician. You released your first record this year, Once in a Blue Moon. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you decided to get into music?
Yeah, so again, long story short, I went to college and I majored in just business itself.
Okay.
And so during that time, I felt like I didn't want to pursue business in a corporate way, and I didn't know what to do. So I just started leading worship through my ministry in college, and then I submitted a video to American Idol, and then I got a call back for the show, and then they wanted a private audition in Nashville, and I was like, what the heck? I didn't know where to start because I didn't pursue music at all.
Right, you weren't a singer or a musician in high school or anything, were you?
None at all.
So it all started through church then?
It started through church, and then I sent a video because I didn't know what else to do. And then went to my audition in Nashville, and then didn't work out, which was honestly a blessing. And I met my manager. I had a voice lesson with her before I went. My dad was like, you should probably get a voice lesson before you go try out for a reality TV show.
Yeah.
I was like, that's probably good.
That's a good dad.
That's wise.
That's a good dad.
And so
gotta be prepared.
All right. And so I went to her house, and I sang for her, and she was like, I don't want you trying out. I want you to figure out who you are as an artist. I want you to start writing, because she was like, I want to produce you. And I was like, whoa. And so she introduced me to the entire world of music. And then I started writing, and that's kind of where Once in a Blue Moon came from, was just that whole process of me kind of discovering who I am as an artist, what kind of music I like. And then from there, for the past 3 years, we've been working on the record, and it came out June of 2018.
Gotcha, cool. So when you were singing in church and stuff, did you have a lot of people that were, urging you hey, you've really, you've got a talent here and you need to do something about it? Or was it something that you kind of you were like, I'm into this, and kind of did, you know,
it was
your own
definitely, I'm always the person kind of needing affirmation because I'm a self-doubter all the time. And so everybody was so encouraging. They're like, you have a gift and like, you should do something with it.
Yeah.
And like, it's so much easier to just stay at home and like not put yourself out there like that. But I felt like I was wasting what I've been given. And so I was like, okay, I'll go for it.
And then American Idol, of all things.
I know. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they called me back.
Yeah.
I didn't know they watched those things.
How was that experience
It
overall?
was I think it was more of an eye-opening experience because I thought, oh my gosh, I got a call back. My life's going to be so different.
Right.
But like...
So does that mean you got to go back in front of the judges?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I could have, gone and waited in line and then gone through that process, but I just submitted a video because I was scared.
Understandably.
It's like, maybe if I just send a video, then like I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
And then I got a call back, and so from like one of the producers, and then I was like, they're like, hey, we would like to have a private audition for you in Nashville. And so that's when I went and had my audition there.
Well, tell me a little bit about, where did you record Once in a Blue Moon?
Yeah, we recorded that at Sam Phillips Recording Studio on Madison.
Wow.
And
was that intimidating?
Oh my gosh, yes. I think everything I've done has been the most intimidating thing I've ever done. I'm just like learning to, you know what, just go for it and like make a fool of myself. But I got to record where like legends have recorded, and like it was just so surreal. And I got to work with Ken Coomer, who's an amazing drummer in Nashville, played with Wilco, a Grammy award-winning engineer and producer. Matt Rossbang and Susan Marshall produced the record, and Jeff Powell engineered it, and like they brought in like the A-team of Memphis on my record. And so I was like so intimidated. I felt like, oh my gosh.
I've been, just walking through there and touring the place, takes your breath away.
Yeah.
It is intimidating in itself.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having to go in there and
wild.
do your work.
Yeah. And then like you have these songs that you've personally written and you're like, okay, hey everyone, this is my heart and soul.
Right.
But like that's what they're used to. Like that's, so they created such an, it was an atmosphere that was so welcomed, and they were so fun to work with. And you're there for hours, and but we had such a good time.
That's awesome. Yeah. So you write all your own music. Mm-hmm. So can you give me a little insight into how that writing process works for you?
Yeah. So I honestly did not start writing till about like 3 or 4 years ago. And so, but for me, it's, everyone has a different, some people write every day, like at 2:00.
Right,
I'm like, I'm just so ADD that I'm like, I don't feel like writing today. I don't feel like writing today. But typically I'll wake up and like, I have like a space that's for writing, and I'll just have a guitar, piano, and I'll spend with my journal and just whatever kind of is on my mind. Honestly, some of the best songs come when I'm driving, or I'm in the shower, or if I'm getting ready. It's just when you're not having to focus, it's like your brain is like, I'll whistle all the time, and like a melody will come, and I'll like record it on my voice memo and then go back home and like write it out, you know? And so, but some songs take like 3 months to finish, and some take like an hour because they just come to you so fast.
So you said you're going to Orlando and doing some shows there, but are there any shows coming up around here?
Well, I'm really excited about this. I got to be on the Sun Studio Sessions, which is on season 10, and so they're broadcasting that all over the U.S. this year on PBS. Okay. So all the local channels.
Definitely have to look out for that. That's cool.
But they're all like at different times just because of all the different cities. And so I'll be, it's like a 30-minute episode, and it'll be me at Sun Studios recording my own songs, and there's an interview aspect that goes with it. So that'll be going throughout the entire year.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So tell me, favorite venue and dream venue.
I know my dream venue. I'll wait until that one. My favorite venue so far, I sang in Nashville once at, it was like a private event though, but it was so neat. It was for a nonprofit, and we were raising money for it, and I got to sing with Mo Pitney and Jimmy Fortune, who are like your classic country music artists. And it was like a singer-songwriter Bluebird style. And we were like at this huge church, and like it was just us three doing our singer-songwriter stuff, and like it was, I don't know, I just felt like that's kind of my home. And I felt like I was with like your classic country I'm like Americana country music, and so I got to sing with them, and it was so amazing. And like the people that were there, it was just more, I like more singer-songwriter type stuff. I sing at bars all the time to pay the bills, but those kind of events are like really mean the most to me.
Yeah.
And then my dream venue is the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
It'll happen one day.
yeah.
I hope so.
Yep. So who were your favorite singers kind of growing up? Who inspired your sound today?
Yeah, growing up, my parents, we listened to your classic country radio, and like my dad loved Aerosmith and like rock music. So I feel like I love Aerosmith.
Me
and
too.
They're great.
Gotta love Aerosmith.
I know. And then we listened to like Martina McBride, Faith Hill, Garth Brooks, Alison Krauss, Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
So it was kind of that lane, and so I feel like I've really blended what I grew up listening to. So, and I love Alison Krauss is probably like one of my favorites, and I also love Casey Musgraves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta love Casey Musgraves.
Yeah, she's one of my favorites.
She's pretty good.
She's amazing.
So, you're juggling both the book and the record. Yeah, what's coming next? You got another book coming? Will it be Pippa related, or is it a record that's coming next?
That's a good question. It's definitely another record.
Okay.
We've got some songs already finished. Finished writing, so we're gonna go back into the studio and work on the second album.
Very exciting. Very exciting. So, do you see a future with Pippa and more Pippa related books?
I have just thought of this whole vision for her. I'm like, she's gonna make it.
Yeah, there you go.
If I don't, Pippa will.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, I think y'all both have exciting things in y'all's future.
I'm excited.
Okay, so tell us where can we find you? Your music, the books.
Yeah, so you can find, I have a website, McKennaBray.com, and you can find everything on there, but my music is sold on everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Apple Music, YouTube, just everywhere you can find music. And my book is sold Barnes & Noble, Amazon, just like I said previously, on my website. So, and then also on social media, that's kind of where I am most of the time. So I've got Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those fun things. So McKenna Bray.
All right. Yeah, everybody will have to stay plugged in. She's got all kinds of things coming up. So
thank you.
Thanks again for coming in.
Of course.